It's an issue that's seen back and forth from City Council for months, a rental business license policy. Originally, they hoped to use the license to reduce problem properties, but the majority of Council found it would not achieve the desired effect. Now, the City has reverted back to a policy that existed prior to January 1st.
Council was presented with three options for imposing a requirement for rental properties to have a business license. One option was a graduated fee depending on how many units were being rented. The other option was to scrap the whole thing altogether and revert back to the way things were prior to January 1st. It means rental properties with fewer than 3 units will not require a license.
I don't think that they addressed the issue. People kept talking about wanting to make sure that our community was safer. These things that were in there doesn't make our community safer. I mean, what makes our community safer is people talking to their neighbors and telling them about what's going on next door so the RCMP can be aware of it. Or if there's a violation of the electrical code, then we have somebody come in and deal with that issue rather than trying to manifest it this way.
The move to have a business license requirement is still seen as a valuable tool for some on Council.
I thought it was a no-brainer in the sense that we had engaged the administration to produce a bylaw that would allow us to have a business license in place so that we could have a hammer with those who run bad tenancies. I mean, there's some terrible stuff out there. So that was the objective. That was the goal from the get-go.
Initially, the idea of a business license garnered a lot of support from Council, but there were concerns about the price of that license, especially for non-profit groups and the like. Those in favor of the license requirement called on Council to make the tough decision.
I guess where it gets tough for some of Council is that when they have people talking at them, then they seem to waver and withdraw. In this case, I think they misread. The pushback on the rates was all about how high they were, and I agreed that we had missed the boat on that.
It's something Frank Everett denies, saying there are already tools available to the city to deal with problem properties.
Certainly people will say all kinds of things when they don't agree with what you've done. If they agree with what you've done, they say that's a good thing that you've done. I believe we've done a good thing because that's what the people who dealt with that issue said they needed to have done. The majority of our landlords are good landlords and do run a business or own property and do a good job of looking after that property for their tenants that are renting from it.
In the meantime, the city will have to return $184,000 to those who have purchased licenses. It will also have to find $450,000 that was factored into the budget from the rental revenues. Cheryl Jan, CKPG News.